Yo, what's up, y'all? It's me, Kasin Koral, and yes, welcome back to another Snoop game slash Wani mod. This is a very different website than the one I've been recommending, or at least leaving in the description for the mods, at least for the Snoop mods. The Steam page is still great, but it's only limited to Snoop game mods. And I think like a few Wani mods, but not much. And then of course the standalones, but I think this one's a bit better. It's basically a compilation of all the mods, I believe, and it's just on Snoopor, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw this, which I never saw in the Steam workshop for Wani. Let me go check real quick. Oh wait, no, it's here. Never mind. But yeah, I just saw it here initially, so I just put that buddy in the mod folder, and yeah, here it is. Who drank the purple stuff? Or at least the file is named WDTPS. Apparently it's a work in progress, which I didn't really see in the name, but whatever. Author Son of Tiamat. Hell yeah. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I have to check something. Brother man, Son of Tiamat, is that you? Is that you in a particular YouTube channel that I sometimes watch for the funny? Oh, there you go. I'll be damned if that's you, but heyo. Let's actually get back to this. So yeah, we got a Wani mod. I guess I can put this under the Snoop and Wani playlist. And awakens from cryogenic stasis or something to attend Saint Hamid in the year of our Lord Raptor Jesus, 2024. Work in progress. M1.0. Let's see if I can actually do this. Yes, Snoop Core Lib is fine. Let's go. Activate Windows. January 8th. Yeah. Volcadera Bluffs. Weather conditions. Cold as a colonoscopy. Nothing semi-cold about this. It's my first time living close to water. The idea of marine layers new to me, but I do understand morning mist. This was like it, except shittier. The fog makes it difficult to see anything 5 feet in front of me. Like a chunk of uneven sidewalk that nearly trips me. It's my first time having to walk to school too. My new apartment is in an awkward spot, opposite side of town, and no school or parking buses to take me from there. It's my first day at a new school. The second half of the first semester of the senior year. I had 6 months left at my old school. Can't even imagine the kind of hell those 6 months would have been. I only hope to God things will be better. I can just make out the building now. I stop on the sidewalk and turn to face the edifice across the street. This is my new school, Saint Hamid. There you go. That's where there's a turn taken. Instead of Volcano High, it's this. You had to think. It's nearly midnight. The side of the building is painted with a T-Rex bursting through a rock wall, or maybe the side of a cliff. The whole thing reeks of some shitty after-school special. Across the street, looking both ways so as not to get run over by an errant car driving through the fog. Though if one did hit me, it might have been doing me a favor. Possibly. Halfway across, I train my gaze back down to my feet and let my thoughts take over. Come on, Anon. It's just 6 more months. It won't be... My thoughts are interrupted by a voice echoing what I'm trying to tell myself. Come on, Olivia. It's just 6 more months. It won't be so bad. Fucking Vinny jump scare, dude. Also, is there supposed to be music here? Oh, the music's fine. Edge scrolling? Okay. Yeah. My attention is drawn to a middle-aged Dilophosaurus standing next to his car. I was so absorbed in my own thoughts I didn't even notice him as I mounted the sidewalk. Standing next to him is what looks like his son, though obviously too young to be attending St. Heaven. And he's talking to a girl in a wheelchair. She looks nothing like him. Perhaps she just takes after her mother? I can't help but think that she looks how I feel. I know things were a little rough last year, but that's still no reason to give up and come down with senioritis. We're still here for you, and we always will be. Your father trusts me to do right by you. The girl only sighs. I realize I'm staring at her. She looks up and we make eye contact. Her eyes are like yellow orbs piercing the morning mist, and her irises are silver. Then, her face scrunches up as though the mere sight of me was causing her anxiety. The hell is her problem? She never seen a human before? Following her gaze, the stepfather, I think, looks in my direction. He looks like he's caught off guard. Have none of these people seen a human before? The kid gazes at me with a childlike wonder that's easier to excuse in comments on my mere existence. Whoa! Another human. Another? So I'm not the only one? Vinny, it's impolite to stare. Sorry. Look who's talking, old man. Hey there, son. Name's Randy. The Dilophosaurus extends his hand. I take it reflexively and give it a good firm shake. Hi. Name's Anon. Don't mind Vinny. He's still at the age where politeness is a foreign concept. It's all good, man. And this is Olivia. I'm her godfather. Hi. Straight to the point. The wheelchair-bound girl merely grunts a response. Her eyes have a defeated look to them. Never seen you before. Is it your first day? Yeah, I just transferred here from another school. Are you nervous? A little, yeah. A lot, actually. Well, don't worry. Because dinos don't bite. Hard. He laughs at his own joke. I manage a small smile, but I'm cringing on the inside. I should get going now. You have a good day, Olivia. Maybe you can show Anon around before class. Maybe. I'll see you later, Randy. Bye, Auntie Olivia. I love you. That's adorable. The young dino half crawls into Olivia's lap and they embrace. Bye, Vinny. I love you too. Olivia pivots herself in the direction of the school and propels herself towards it. Listen, Anon. I know it's your first day, and I hate to impose, but would you mind being Olivia's friend? His sudden sincerity catches me off guard. For being the kind of dino who could melt your face off merely by hawking a loogie in your direction, he seems good-natured. It's easy to imagine him on a... It's easy to imagine him on a riding mower during the summer, with a beer or a sugar-free Monstar in one hand while blasting some ZZ Rock. Nice. I'm unsure how to respond to his request. Just in case, I'm gonna save wherever I can save. What's this black and white one? That one's creepy. There you go. Don't feel like I'm trying to pressure you, son. I just got the feeling you were as lonely as she is. No offense. None taken. You have yourself a good first day now. And say hi to my son Damon if you meet him. Don't worry. You'll know him when you see him. Sure thing, and thanks. Bye, Anon. Don't drink the purple stuff. Thank you. The father's eyes go wide as though his progeny just said something incredibly offensive. Vinny, get your butt in the car, now. The two drive off, with Vinny waving at me from the passenger side. How adorable. The fuck was that about? Alright, let's go back. Let's just say, sir. Oh, okay, that doesn't really matter. Alright, let's avoid the lean. Yeah, if that lean is purple, right? I fucking hope so. And what did he mean by me being lonely? I should be so lucky. If I could make it through the rest of the school year without being bothered, that would be the best case scenario. Still, I can't help but feel a bit envious. It might have been nice to have not been an only child, and to have a dad like that. Certainly friendlier than my old man. Then again, my old man sent me here after I begged and pleaded. How many people could say their parents would do the same? I suppose, in a way, it was like throwing money at a problem to make it go away. Whatever. It was time to go inside. The crippled girl is already in a good distance from me as I follow her to the school. She pauses before the doors, giving me enough time to catch up, and looks over her shoulder, though not enough to be able to make eye contact with me. Should I say something to her? Sure, why not? Even before I can mutter a response, she's already turned her attention back to the doors. She presses a big button with a handicap symbol on it, and one of the doors opens automatically. Once she's inside, I continue to wait. Normally I would have slipped in before the automatic doors closed, but that was only when it was being used by someone too lazy to open a door for themselves. This time felt different. Like it would be weird to follow behind someone actually crippled who relied on it. Door closed. I grabbed the handle of another door and enter. The vestibule is lined with heaters on either side. They make an eerie hum, and I feel for a moment as though I'm in limbo, caught between two worlds. I recall that ancient human civilizations used to write "Here be dragons" on unexplored territories on their maps. Perhaps those dragons were the dinos that couldn't dodge the meteor. Damn. I steel myself and enter. Please let there be music. Oh yeah, there's actually music. Walking down the cereal aisle isn't nearly as colorful or as much as of an assault on the senses as looking at a student body composed entirely of dinos. They come in all varieties, scaled and feathered. Horns, talons, beaks, armored plates. The only thing telling my subconscious impulses that I didn't wander into an aviary or zoo is the fact that they're all wearing clothes. That red dino, man. I didn't forget that red dino. Damn. We need her. I need her. The ambient murmur of convo fills the air, and I am able to catch a few bits. They're mostly talking about how their Christmas break went. Some are just discussing new class schedules or replacement teachers. Alright, remain calm, Anon. Just keep a low profile and don't make any sudden movements. Remember, their eyesight is based primarily on move. Hey, it's the human! Oh no. Fuck. Will this be the thumbnail? Including the activate windows? That's a nice touch. I'm enveloped by a meteor swarm of meteor dodgers. Hey, how have you been, man? Wait, he's not the same. I look down at my shoes and do my best to tune them out. Maybe if I don't give them any attention, they'll just lose interest? For a moment, I thought it was... I mean, they all look the same, especially the bald ones. Ah, false alarm. I guess he's not out yet. I have no idea who they're talking about, and I don't care. Just relieved when they finally lose interest and return to their respective friend groups. Alright, so... Anko's definitely around somewhere. Hopefully that's the most attention I get all year. Kiara? No? Okay. Survive first contact with native population. Objective complete. Objective 2. Survive the rest of this already shitty year. Basically Lord Miles stuff. Oh my cock and Nora. No, Anon sad. We don't have Anon sad, that sucks. I'm sorry? What? This doesn't look like it belongs in the school, my guy. That could be the teacher's area, actually. Never mind. Looking for any place to sit and be left alone, I find a common area with some vending machines and couches. One end of the area is occupied by students, talking amongst themselves, and the other end is left mercifully unoccupied. I find an old, ratty couch and take a load off. Cradling my head in my hands, I process my situation. 6 months in this new school. A tall order to be sure, but still better than the alternative. Following the worst day of my life, it took 3 weeks to make it here. Those past 3 weeks up until now feel almost like a lifetime. And yet still, not long enough to separate me from the previous year. Now I was here by myself, with a year's leash on a studio apartment in a human ghetto. It felt like being thrust prematurely into adulthood. I recall my old man's warning. Once the leash is done, Anon, either college or the military. I don't care which. At the moment, I'm leaning towards the military. Probably the army. Hoorah. Not like I know what the hell else to do with my life. Oh. Hi, you must be Anon. Wow, I already forgot her name. Ah, shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's all good. I was just lost in thought. Where the fuck is the rest of her? No, like, I feel a finger tap on my shoulder. Sorry, force of habit. It takes a moment to comprehend the freak show before me. That's alright. I'm still getting too used to being around dinos. Okay. Blizz, there you go. That's why I'm here. I'm Blizz, Student Council Treasurer. I'm here to welcome you and take you on a tour. Oh, nice. She extends her hand in greeting. Yep, those are the sirens right there without fail. Oh yeah. Proper sirens. My heart begins to race. I look down at the appendage, reluctant to take it. Disappointed, the Brachiosaurus looks down. I apologize. I didn't know dinos make you nervous. No. It's not the fact you're a dino. It's that, Is it that I'm a girl? Yeah. Yes. That's alright. We don't have to shake hands if you don't want to. Hey, Damien. Just as well. I'm sure your boyfriend would kick my ass if he saw us holding hands. A hand slaps him back. Was I just going to have to get used to them all teleporting behind me? Or worse, just spawning in? Pick your choice. Ah, nah, bro. I won't kick your ass. Unless it's a dodgeball or a rock ring. Hell yeah, I'll kick your ass. I'm greeted by another Dilophosaurus, although his head crest makes him look slightly different. His scales are familiar with an E, pink hue. This must be Damien. Ooh, do you like Rock Ring? Tell me you like Rock Ring. Yeah. In fact, I have the first two on the original X-Rocks. Aw, sweet! You're a gamer! Hey, you got the X-Rock Series X? Series S. That's the digital version, right? No disk drive and shit? I don't know. Add me and we can be Rock Ring buddies. Name's Damien, by the way. He takes my hand and gives it a firm shake. I think I met your dad outside. Randy? Yeah, that's my old man, alright. Did you meet Olivia? I did. She didn't say much, though. Give her time and she'll warm up to you. Liz clears her throat in that way that makes passive-aggressive sound like a euphemism. Maybe they didn't get along very well. Not that it was any of my business. I'm Anon, by the way. I'm new here. Yeah, I know, bro. Me and Liz are gonna take you on a tour. I suppose you're part of the student council? Heh. Do I look like student council material? I guess not. Before we head out, I have something for you. Liz hands me a manila folder with brochures inside. There's an intro to Saint Hammond, one for picking colleges or trade schools, some other boring stuff, blah blah blah. Hang on. What's this? Oh, well, no. Windows. I pull out a slip that says, free lunch. Good for up to $15. Present that coupon for a free lunch later. I had it made just for you. Oh, that was very nice of you. Good thing, too, because I'm currently flat fucking broke. Above me, Liz gasps and Damien chuckles. Ah, the murmurs. The murmurs return. Oh. Must have been some boyfriend-girlfriend thing I didn't understand. Alright then. If you're ready, we can begin the tour. Sure. Why not? May as well get it over with. Liz guided me around and told me where each class was. This at least helped me to familiarize myself with the new school. Occasionally, she'd give bits of trivia about the school, with Damien interjecting now and then. Some of the walls were lined with motivational posters, with the most prominent theme being kindness and becoming a better person. Posters like that always came across as patronizing. What's the point of being kind if you're only doing so because it was commanded of you? And who did they want you to be better for? Yourself? Or just them so they could better take advantage of you? This Anna is so fucking pessimistic. Not wanting to seem like a schizo in front of Liz and Damien, I keep these thoughts to myself. Well, there you go. And here we have the gala, which is naturally dedicated to our signature coursework. The walls are lined with pictures from differing styles and levels of skill. The second sensory overload makes the environment seem surreal, almost like a dream, and not a good one. It only heightens my already present unease. Which art subjects are you interested in, Anon? None at the moment, to be honest. I'm not even sure why my dad sent me here, of all places. I do like drawing occasionally, though I'm not very good at it. You can always take AP Art if you want to hone your drawing skills. Or you can just forget art altogether and take home economy, okay. Like me. I'll consider both options. Who is this? Who had a camera in the base game? Either Ben or Lunaro. Actually, no, this could be Inko. Or Ben. A sudden rapid clicking startles me, making absolutely certain that the picture that was just taken of me wasn't an embarrassing one. Yeah, it's Ben. Ben's bitch ass. The one who took my pictures of Blue Parasaurus. From his dress and demeanor, he definitely seemed like student council material. Let me check something real quick. Not gonna lie, I wanted Ben back in the dress. But I forgot he had to do it in the prom, so that's not happening here. The one who took my pictures of Blue Parasaurus. From his dress and demeanor, he definitely seems like student council material. Ah, that's a fantastic picture for the yearbook. Am I taking it again? I'd rather people not see that. I'd rather people not see me altogether. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Even if it doesn't, there's still plenty more of the school year to get more. Fan-fucking-tastic. I'm Ben, by the way. Student Council President. Called it. I'm Anon. How are you feeling on your first day? A little overwhelmed. I'm sure Liz and Damien are taking care of you, though. Yeah, they've been friendly. So far. I noticed then that Liz and Damien don't seem to like Ben just from how they're looking at him. So, Damien, how is Olivia holding up? She's doing better. Oh, thanks to you. I'm glad to hear it. I wanted this year's theme to be becoming a better person and showing kindness. Did you notice the posters? Kinda hard not to. Also, Anon, have you chosen any electives yet? I was just talking about it with Liz and Damien. I haven't decided on all my classes yet. You'll need to decide by the end of the week. Why don't I meet with you later when I have the time and I can help you? I could tell I wasn't going to be able to get rid of this guy easily. Sure thing. And remember when you introduce yourself to your classmates to make a good first impression. I'll see you later. Have a great first day. He turns away from us and finds another student to accost. Oh, Christ. Oh, Chris. Did you finish putting up the rest of the new posters? Well, he's a bright ray of sunshine, ain't he? Damien and Liz both snicker at my remark. I could see why they don't like him. Although from what Damien mentioned about Olivia, I could sense there was a lot more to it than just his cloying personality. It wasn't any of my business though, so I didn't ask. Too bad I'm not so good with first impressions. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Even if you make a bad first impression, that doesn't mean you can still forge a lasting friendship later on. Continuing on. Okay. We finished the tour where we began at the front of the school. And that concludes the tour. Please don't hesitate to ask further questions. What's your first period? I pull up my crumpled class sheets. PE. Ah, sweet. We share the same first period. Ah, crap, we're gonna be late if we don't hustle. The pink dino grabs me by the wrist and yanks me down the hall. Have a good day. Phew, we made it. Trust me, Anon, you don't want to be late for this guy's class. Ever. I'm panting heavily by the time we finish our sprint to the gymnasium. I feel like I've already been through gym for today. Isn't there any accounting for being a new student on his first day? Nah, not with Coach Solly. In fact, there was this guy who... He trails off. It doesn't look on his face that slowly turns to melancholy. Damn. Okay, so there's... That's a sign that, what's his name? Enko is not doing the best. I don't think he's dead. I'll be damned if he is, for some reason. Maybe he actually got hit and he didn't recover. Maybe he's just in a coma. Maybe it could be that. Or he's just like moved. Possibly. Oh, Raptor Jesus. Don't tell me the coach killed him or something. Never mind. You just don't want to piss off Solly. He's a good guy, but he believes in tough love. I had a feeling he was going to be just plain tough on me. No love. Unfortunately, someone had forgot to requisition a gym uniform for the new human student, so I was stuck wearing my regular clothes. I felt embarrassed as I waited for everyone else to quickly change into their uniforms. In the locker room, I found a bulletin showing the fitness requirements for all branches of the military. For graduates of Army boot camp, the bare minimum was 42 consecutive push-ups within 2 minutes? Fuck, okay. I doubt I could even do 10 in my current physical condition. Alright, maggots, which one of you wants to demonstrate proper push-up form for our newest recruit? Oh, me. Attaboy, Damon. Now give me 20 clean push-ups. Damon hits the ground and knocks out 20 push-ups. He kept his face turned to the right so he could lower himself even further to the point his left rail was brushing the floor. I feel immense shame as I watch his perfect form. His stomach doesn't sag down, and his body remains rigid. Nice work! Now the rest of you, hit the ground and give me 20. Damon eagerly hits the ground again and begins to knock out more push-ups as though he hadn't just done 20. I, meanwhile, struggle to keep perfect form. Anon, do not flare your elbows outward. Keep them tucked in closer to your body. I do as he says and tilt my elbows at a 45-degree angle so I'm no longer making a T when I go down. The push-ups feel almost twice as hard doing them this way, let alone having to go all the way down till my nose touches the floor. Use your knees if you have to. Even on my knees, I still struggle to finish the set. My chest, shoulders, and triceps are screaming at me. Brother, the knees are the easy part. That's the easy form. Crazy. My arms feel like they're going to give out on me. Damon is still grinning ear to ear and doesn't seem tired. Aw, man. I'm out of shape after a winter break. Struggled a bit with that last one. For the next 20 seconds, or 20 minutes, we do stretching exercises, followed by sit-ups and squats. Then a light jog around the gym. After the battery of warm-ups is complete, I feel ready to lie down on the floor and go to sleep. Unfortunately, gym isn't over. Now Damon and I are engaged in a furious game of dodgeball. Sweat pours down my face, and that's all I could do to keep up with Damon while dodging the red fireballs lobbed my way. Noticing how exhausted I am, Damon tries to cheer me up. Hey man, just be grateful Mia isn't here. She'd be using your head for target practice. So Mia ain't here either. Okay. Who's she? Is she like the school bully or something? She was. Until she got her ass expelled last year. Crazy psycho. Oh. Okay, so if I'm gonna get the timeline right, possibly. First, it's basically Wani, but then there's an event that happens. Mia is expelled. Inko. Actually, you probably just went to college. Maybe it's that simple. Occam's razor and all that. Sounds like I dodged a bullet then. More like dodged a dodgeball. Heads up! Oh my god. This is the English classroom and snoot game. And my schedule still hasn't been filled out yet. I had the next period free to idle in my homeroom. There were only a handful of other students there, and they were all either on their phones or with their heads down. I followed suit and put my own head on my desk, using an English textbook for a pillow. I closed my eyes, but I can't go to sleep. Even so, just sitting with my head down felt blissful after that hell I'd just been put through. The idea of just spending the whole day like this doesn't seem so bad, at least until the boredom sets in. And I slowly raise my head, blinking against the lights. My 10-minute power nap complete, I decide to blow off some steam with a little shit posting. Alright. I find an instant-looking forum post and reply to it. It's okay. Dinosaurs can have Triceratops History Month. The rest of us have Father's Day. Damn. And click post. I chuckle to myself mirthfully as I look at my own handiwork. The glee is short-lived when I realize I'm only humoring myself. Sad. Shitposting at home and shitposting while on the go were two different things. And it was doubtful my peers would have thought it was funny anyway. All things considered. Hell, it would have been the quickest way to get beat up here than singled out. I guess Randy was right. I am lonely. Even so, I think there are worse things than loneliness. If it meant being lonely the entire year, it would be at least worth it to reach graduation unnoticed and unscathed by drama. It wasn't so bad being alone. Or maybe that's what I'm only trying to tell myself. Science class, let's go. Despite being given a tour by Liz, I still managed to get myself lost on the way to science class. I only just managed to get there in time. Carl's Dusky? Okay. So he's here too. Hey kid, you're 10 seconds away from being tardy. Sorry. Don't sweat it. Just try to hustle a little more next time, alright? Now why don't you freaking introduce yourself to the class? I still hated these intros. And of course, I had more to look forward to throughout the day. Hi. I'm Anon. I just transferred here and that's about it. Alright, not bad. Short and sweet. Now we can take a seat so we can get started. I scanned the room looking for an unoccupied chair, but there's only one. Ooh. Yeah, I still like Lunara. Even after the Y mod. And it's smack dab between two girls. Well, what are you waiting for, sweetheart? An invitation? Sit your ass down. Two girls laugh and the raptor girl pats the chair between them. With no other options, I take my seats. Red alert! Red alert! Hemoids off the port and starboard! Divert all non-essential functions to shields. Damn. Hi, I'm Lunara. I'm fine, and you? Shit, divert life support functions to port shield now. I mean, hi. Nice to meet you. You're funny. And I'm Kiara. Nice to meet you. Yep. Nice to make both your acquaintance. Looks like we're going to be lab partners from now on. Great. I like your jacket, by the way. Thanks. I buy them in bulk. We then dive into the lesson, which is about different elements. The raptor and triceratops do most of the talking, which is mainly about their winter break. I keep my own responses to their questions as short as possible without sounding rude. I feel lightheaded from maintaining convo with two girls at once. A few times I zone out, and everything around me becomes white noise. Yo, Anon, you freaking paying attention? Yes? Alright, then maybe you can tell me what a mole is? No. I can feel the entire class watching me. I clear my throat and answer as best as I can. Oh my god. It's 6.2 times... what? 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd power. That... okay. Well, lottie friggin' da. You can't repeat big numbers, I mean. Can you tell me what exactly a mole is? Just say no, bro. It's the number of atoms of a particular element when weight in grams equal to that element's atomic weight? Oh my god. Wait, are you actually getting it right? Alright then, wise guy. But what is atomic weight? The number of protons and neutrons of that particular element. Not bad, kid. I'm mildly impressed. Maybe teaching you won't be such a pain in the ass after all. The teacher finishes his brief lecture, then instructs the class to continue with the assignment. Wow, Anon, you're pretty smart. Thank you. It's just basic chemistry. Kiara had just plugged a mole into her calculator and was staring at all the zeros. There's that many atoms and 12 grams of carbon? I guess, but then atoms could be waves and not individual particles, or so I've heard. That's really fascinating. Are you going to major in science? Not sure. A lot of this stuff goes over my head. I prefer history. Hey, if you ever need help with history, let me know. Sure thing. Focusing on the lesson while reciting basic chemistry facts help with the deafening sound of the silence in my head. After a while, it doesn't feel as suffocating. But the prospect of being their lab partner for the remainder of the year made my legs feel weak. Remainder with an A for some reason. Fuck my life. When the bell signals to the school to lunch, Lunar says one thing I was dreading. Would you like to have lunch with us? Don't be shy, honey. We'll walk with you. Wonderful. I make my way to the cafeteria, flanked by the buxom blonde and the raccoon raptor. Should we say sly raptor? I'm trying desperately to think of anything to get out of eating lunch with them. Then another femoid appears before us. Who is it? Nah. Olivia as a femoid? You are crazy, game dev. Fucking son of Tiamat. Yeah, it's the girl in the wheelchair, Olivia. We make eye contact, and I wonder if I should say something this time. Now, she then looks to the two pursuers following me and scowls. Well, that didn't take you long, did it, lover boy? Her voice is husky, coming out almost like a growl. It catches me off guard. What? Hi, Olivia. How was your winter break? The fuck do you care? We're sorry about what happened at the winter formal. Again, the fuck do you care? Hey, lover boy. How does it feel hanging out with two bimbos who pick on a cripple? So much for staying out of drama. I feel really bad about that, Olivia. Kiara and I talked it over and we don't want to be like that anymore. Ever since Mia got expelled. Meaning you only feel brave enough to pick on the cripple when the alpha bitch is around? Boy, you sure can pick him, lover boy. God, why me? You're right to be mad at us, but... Good. I'll continue being mad. Now fuck off. She turns in the other direction and leaves. A trail of negative vibes in her wake. We're sorry you had to see that. But she is right to be angry with us. I just wish she'd give us another chance. Maybe she'll stop caring after enough time has passed. Maybe. But we do really feel bad about the winter formal. Listen, I'd love to stay and gossip about other people, but I gotta hit the head. Oh, you hit your head? No, I need to use the latrine. The what now? Bathroom. Oh, alright. Well, we'll see you at lunch. Fucking hell. Anon, please! Please! We just want Lunara and Kiara. Or at least that's what I want. Mainly Lunara, but Kiara can stay. Escaping to the porcelain wall sanctuary. I splashed cold water on my face. The alarms gradually subside and I realized I had been shaking. Once I'm calm enough, I gaze into the mirror and realized that was similar to how Olivia looked when she first made eye contact with me. It was the look of being lost and afraid. But she had been angry just now. It caught me off guard. It had been such a far cry from the look she had when her face scrunched up. She may as well have been a different person. Yes, she wasn't afraid of humans. But she clearly wasn't interested in being friends with me either. That wasn't my fault though. So Wani couldn't hold it against me. It's not like I was interested in making friends to begin with. So then why did I feel bad? Like I had hurt her feelings somehow. Oh, a melee. Nice. I step into the lunchroom and I am dismayed by what I see. What ought to have been a normal cafeteria look more like a World Star video inside of a Denny's in Baltimore. So basically, the average Waffle House experience, brother. You northerners and your fucking Denny's. A level 5 trig out was in full effect. Dinos are reclaiming territory from before the winter break and making their boundaries known. A T-Rex is even bellowing loud enough to vibrate the floor. This is carnivore territory. Any herbs and vegans who cross into this zone will be eaten. Dinos are even using their food as ammunition. I contemplate the logistics of making all that food and shipping it here, only so it could end up wasted, and move to disgust. Fortunately, I had a special power for when such things trouble my conscience. A power of choosing not to give a shit. Wasn't like I could stop them anyway. Wasn't like it was gonna be healthy either. Fucking McDonald's might have been healthier, even in this age. Withdrawing Liz's lunch coupon, I make my way to the omnivore line and pick out a tasty-looking lunch. Making sure not to go over the $15 limit, but also using as much of that limit as I can. I get to the register and present the coupon. The cashier eyes it suspiciously and I hold my breath. After a small eternity, he writes something on the coupon, puts it in the register, and then ushers me away without bothering to look at me. Food in hand, I turn away, feeling in a good mood for the first time that day. Then I met with a new problem. Where the fuck was I supposed to sit? Move it, loser! God damn it, Olivia. Something had hit me in the back, and I watched as though in slow motion as my trays jettisoned from my hands. Turning face down mid-flight, ensuring that nothing could be salvaged. Captain's log. Star date 23.9. Running off to the nearest decimal. A magnetic storm has disabled all power to the forward shields, leaving the ship temporarily vulnerable to a stray meteor. The resulting proportion in the hull has blown out all our cafeteria food, as well as a few expendable red shirts, into the unforgiving vacuum of space, which is now the final frontier of our complement of dino nuggies. Food replicators are still offline, and a famished crew is becoming increasingly mutinous. Fuck my life, once again. End of Law Commander Anonymous. Acting captain of the USS shipposter. A familiar hand slaps my back. Hey Anon, what's up? Oh, bummer, dude. Bummer? Swear to Raptor Taff dancing fucking Jesus, I just want to. Don't worry, I'll spot you lunch for today. I want to punch myself for what I had just thought of doing to Damien. Thanks. You sure you don't mind? Nah, you can always pay me back later. Thanks. And I promise I will. Alright, now follow me. Oh, and get the Sloppy Joe this time. They're out of this world. No. Total Sloppy Joe death. That is my 2024 presidential message. Or political message. I've never had a good experience with a Sloppy. But who was I to gainsay my lunchroom savior? Stepping back into the line, Damien Pyle is already laden tray with yet another Sloppy Joe and more fries. I worked up an appetite today in gym, so I was already really hungry. I get a Sloppy Joe of my own, as well as fries and cookies. At the soda fountains, I noticed that one of the flavors is grape. Could this have been what Vinny meant when he said not to drink the purple stuff? The only other purple stuff I knew of was the shit in the fridge next to the soda. OJ and Sunny D. Maybe the Triceratops would get pissed if I touched their grape drink. Grape drink, fuck. I get water instead, placing the cup in the tray's cup holder. Alright, just follow me and I'll clear a path. Oh my god. Predictably, Liz is already at the table, munching away on the vines up above us. And of course, Olivia's fucking here too. What's Loverboy doing here? You mean Anon? He's my new buddy. And he said you guys already met. So what is he doing here, not with his new girlfriend, Lunara? Oh snap! Lunara's your girlfriend already? You move fast. We're just lab partners, alright? Lab partners. I'm not interested in getting a girlfriend. Too bad, because she's really cute. I'm sure he'll be dating her in no time. You are on the fucking fast track of earning that Y ending. Olivia, okay? Hell, you already earned it with me after fucking over the lunch. The fuck was this chick's problem? Look, Olivia, I don't know what your problem is with Laura and Kiara, and I don't care. I'd rather stay out of drama. They're just like my lab partners, and I don't even like them. Oh god damn it, Hannah. You don't like them? How come? How could anybody like me as Posey? Yeah. Come on, Liv. How was Anon supposed to know? It's his first day. I just want to keep a low profile and coast through his school year. Is that such a big ask? Yeah, it's all good, man. Nobody's gonna force you to be friends. Sorry, not trying to be rude. You are fucking rude. You are so fucking rude, Anon. You are very rude. But you know what? Some people like that about you. At least you're cut straight to the point. Sometimes you're just a little retarded about it, though. I just had a bad experience last year. I get you, man. We dig into our meal, and I have to admit, it's the best sloppy Joe I've ever had. P.S. JD. Not that Not that that was a high bar to begin with. The meaty sweetness between a sesame seed bun is euphoric, reinvigorating me after what had been a troublesome first half of the day. I'm only halfway through mine, savoring each bite, before Damon has already finished both of his. He leans back and rubs his belly. Ah, that hit the spot. Pretty good, huh? Actually, yeah. Normally, these things are too runny, but the consistency of this is almost like a burger patty. And the way it melts in your mouth. Yeah, the food here is surprisingly good. It's just a shame so much of it has to get wasted. Yeah, that's just how we dinos are. Well, at least you said it, so I don't have to. Demon looks to the side and chuckles like I had said something funny. Huh? Maybe he only remembered something funny, because I was sure I hadn't said anything. Hey, by the way, do you like anime? Whoa, I have to stop myself from spurging out at his question. I've seen a few. Derisively. What is wrong with you, buddy? Let me guess. Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece? Unironically, Naruto no. Bleach fuck no. One Piece, like 2 episodes. The most basic bitch of all anime. Urge to spurg rising. What's wrong with those shows? Olivia snorts again and rolls her eyes. Damon loves anime to the point she's kind of a snob. But her favorite is Gundam, which she says is the best sci-fi anime of all time. I feel that. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is better than Gundam by a wide margin. Oh, she did not like that. I'm glad to see you made use of my lunch coupon. Demon looks my way and wordlessly tells me what I should say. It sure did. Thank you, Liz. Very cool. You're very welcome. Just out of curiosity, do Herbies have to pay to eat the vines up there? Yep. It's like paying for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Oh, that makes sense. About as much sense as anything else in this shit show. Ugh. I hate to ask, but you wouldn't happen to have more of those coupons, would you? I'm sorry, I don't. Why do you ask? That's is broke. Yeah, what she said. Hey, Olivia. If it wasn't for my old man giving us both our allowance, we'd be broke too. Damn. Killed her joy. It's not all bad. My old man at least got me a year's lease on the apartment. Ah, sweet. You got a place of your own? Sure, in the shittiest part of town. It's not much. Just a studio apartment, whatever the fuck that is. Just say apartment. How do you have a studio apartment in the ghetto? It's like having a Dodge Charger in the ghetto. You're not gonna have wheels or an engine. Dude, give me a refrigerator box with basic plumbing and my games, and I'd be happy as a clam. But, yeah. For the time being, I'm light on allowance myself. Normally I hate asking for handouts, but I can get you something better something that's better and that won't make you feel like you're accepting handouts. A lunch card. How does that work? It's like a loan you don't have to pay back until after you've graduated. And best of all, there's no interest. A loan without any usury? Sign me the fuck up, man. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be using that. Would certainly ease my financial burdens. Great. I'll do the paperwork myself. Oh, I don't want to be any trouble. Trust me, it's no trouble. It's what I do as a treasurer. Now, dealing with all that property damage Mia caused last year, that was trouble. I had migraine headaches for a week. Mia. This is like the fourth time today somebody has brought up this Mia chick. The hell was her problem? She was a fucking psycho, that's what. Her and Ben, for that matter. I'm guessing they never found out Ben's schizo problem. Ben and his Sith Force ghost. Ah, fuck, dude. Damien's sudden expletive and dark tone catch me off guard. This Mia bitch must have been bad news to make such a happy-go-lucky guy like him angry. What'd Ben do? They were dating when she was going here. He'd always use his authority as Stu co-president to get her out of trouble. And I'm guessing she went too far and all that property damage was the final straw. It wasn't just that. It was... He trails off and Olivia looks as though she's recalling a deeply unpleasant memory. I think I get the idea. I'm guessing that Mia, like Ben, was also a parasaur. Pretty good guess. How do you know? It's just basic pattern recognition. What pattern? Yes! Let's go! Let's go, Anon. We gotta red pill these fucks. I mean, despite being a small percentage of the dino population, Parasaurians make up 60% of all dinos with personality disorders. A hush falls over the table that makes the din of the cafeteria seem louder. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Honestly, no. But at the same time, you get to spill the truth, don't you? You get to enlighten them on forbidden knowledge. Well, really? What kind of personality disorders? Mainly dark triad traits. Fucking dark triad? The fuck? Narcissism. Match of... Okay, I don't know how to say that one. Psychopathy. Oh, sociopathy and psychopathy. Jesus Christ. And just where did you hear that? It's a commonly cited statistic. Just say the FBI. Just say the FBI. Commonly cited by whom? Bigots? No! No, just say the FBI! Just say the FBI, please. More like commonly cited by people with common sense. Whoa, Anon. The fuck are you doing revealing your power level in front of all these normies? Especially the one currently in charge of making sure you don't spend your lunches at the nearest soup kitchen. But now that I think about it, could be misinformation or something. No, it just sounds like something edgy internet trolls say to bait people into being angry. Crazy. Shit, we've been made! The talking inflatable tube has our number. Oy vey, shut it down, shut it down! I don't know, Liz. It sure would explain an awful lot if it were true. It doesn't matter if it was true, but then what's the point? Then what's the point of this then? If it's true or not. If it's true or not. Why are you angry about this? You can't win. No one can win if it's true or not. Why are we fighting in the first place? It's not right to judge people for what they are and what they can't help. I'm pretty sure they can help themselves. At least with the pills. She seemed to be directing this last statement towards Olivia more than I. That's actually crazy. You judge them. I judge them for how they choose to act. Maybe I can salvage this. You're right, Liz. It isn't fair. I only guessed what Mia was. And you were right. Damien, shut the fuck. You don't know Mia, dude. You don't know Mia. She is a baddie, though. I don't like where this convo is going. Look, Anon, I don't like talking about people behind our back. All three of us have our issues with Ben, but there's no reason for us to poison the well against him. If you need anything from him, I know he'll help you in any way he can. Olivier snorted angrily, and it turned into a dangerous shouting growl. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Liz. And as for Mia, she's a deeply disturbed individual. All of us have our issues with her. Some more than others. And we've sort of made it an unspoken rule to not talk about her in light company. All three of you brought her up unprovoked at some point. Crazy. Good point. And that's going to stop starting now. Yes, Madam Treasurer. So what's next on the agenda? $2, FEMA, 10 million to Israel. Let's go. Figuring out which hussy lover boy is going to lose his virginity to. Oh my god. This bitch was starting to get on my nerves. Lunch continued with us making small talk, mainly about our classes. Then I noticed Olivia holding a human-shaped cookie between her thumb and index finger. She wanted to see her with it. Oh, nice. Aren't you kind? I sneer at her and return my attention to my own pile of cookies. I bite the legs off my dino-shaped cookies and then display them before her, laying them against the edge of my tray. Oh. Oh, you cruel, cruel bastard. I'm not bothered to look at her, but I can feel her gaze boring through me like laser eyes. Like we're in part of the boys. You picked a season. I managed to make it through the rest of the day, which included yet more awkward introductions to peers who either couldn't have cared less, or thought of me as some pet token human. Relieved to hear the final bell of the day trill after what had felt like an eternity, I make my way towards the entrance. Excuse me, Mr. Moose? Ah, the principal. I always thought she had pants, but no, she had pants in the winter formal. Should have figured extracting myself wouldn't have been easy. I turned to the Oviraptor, who seemed to be Jesus Christ, symbiotically linked with her coffee mug. You're not wrong. Yes, ma'am, and it's Mose. My mistake. Hi, I'm Principal Scalar. I would have met with you sooner, but I was quite busy today. I see. Is something the matter? Not at all. I just wanted to introduce myself and ask how you were doing in your first day. Doing alright, I suppose. They didn't have a gym uniform for me in PE. That's odd. I apologize for that. Other than that, did you have any other issues, thoughts, concerns? Not really. Liz has been super helpful, though. I'm happy to hear that. If you have anything else you need to talk to me about, please feel free to visit me in my office. Although I can't guarantee I'll always be readily available, but I will try. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Now to continue with my exfiltration. Ben! Excuse me, Anon. And of course I'm stopped by the Cerulean Caesar himself. I wondered if you had a moment to talk about your class schedule. Alright, I've forgotten about that. I see. So you haven't decided on a schedule or if elective yet? Well, I didn't narrow it down to either graphic design or AP art. You could always take photography. You and I could even be in the same class. No offense, but photography doesn't interest me. None taken. So between the two, AP art and graphic design, which are you leaning towards? Olivia, if this was real, Uvalde would happen. Right here and right now. Holy sh... Maybe I shouldn't have said that. You know what, fuck it. It is what it is. It's like one. I'll just say Uvalde in Minecraft. That's my updated statement. Well, I didn't notice that there's a lot of slot. There's a slot for AP art in second period, which is currently empty for me. I could sign up for that without having to rearrange my existing schedule. Okay, bye? Bye, Olivia? Are you quite certain of that? Not really, but it doesn't make much of a difference to me either. Inko, look out! Huh? What were you talking? Oh my... Yeah. Okay. Disregard the Minecraft statement. Make it real. But of course in this school. A rampaging green blur on wheels barreled towards us, and it took my foot in her path. Pink blossoms on the arch of my foot, causing me to move like a one-legged gimp trying to tap dance. I know what you're trying to do, Ben. Knock it off. What? What am I trying to do? You're trying to fix me up with a humanite to try and fix me. No. What's it called? No Naomi moments here, please. Thank you. Don't be ridiculous. I was actually about to suggest he... The fuck is your problem, you dumb green gimp? The fuck did you just call me? I'd call you dumb green gimp, you crippled meteor dodger. Fuck you. Fuck you. The accumulated anger from the day erupts, and it's all I could do to not slap this bitch upside her head. Why don't you watch where you're fucking going? How about you pay attention to where you're standing, asshole? Hey, last time I checked, this hallway belongs to everybody. I go where I want. What's to you, asswipe? You're an asswipe. I can only see red as I scream at the bionics, bitch. Who let the fucking gator out of her enclosure? Who let the chimp out of the monkey house? Eat shit. Drink bleach. Enough! Both of you in my office now. You're pulled into a scaler's office, and she's gone from being friendly as Liz was to me being... to me being pissed. I end up taking a seat next to Olivia, whose mere presence at that moment I found as irritating as a fly in my face. Ben, if you would explain what happened. Certainly. I was discussing Anon's class schedule with him when Olivia brazenly charged down the hall, as is her habit, and rolled over Anon's left foot. She then proceeded to arrange me with ridiculous allegations. Oh dear. Anon, is your foot alright? Feels like somebody dropped lead weight on it. Do you need to go to the nurse's office? I might. Baby. Olivia, shut up. You of all people ought to know better. Ben, if you could please escort Anna to the nurses. Following Ben, he guided me to the nurse's office while I hobbled along like a duck with Down syndrome. Once the nurse inspected my foot and concluded nothing was broken, she put a salve on the bruised area and gave me some anti-inflammatory medicine to reduce the swelling. I then hobbled my ass back to the principal's. And are you out of your goddamn mind, lady? I recognize that voice. It's Randy's on speakerphone. He sounds about pissed. I don't think this doesn't sound like Anon actually saying this. Sounds like an Anon's thoughts, but maybe this is Anon just spittingly saying this shit. I can't believe. And after I asked him to be your friend, just wait until your father hears about this. The Gator on wheels looked like she's about to have some kind of panic attack. In spite of how furious I was at her before, I can't help but feel sorry for her. No. Sorry, but no. I can forgive this, but I don't think I would want to be your friend. Just hearing Randy's stern voice brought back war flashbacks of my old man. Listen, Randy, it was an accident. Who is this? It's Anon, sir. The human you asked to be your friend. Randy gave an exasperated sigh on the other end. Hi there, son. How are you? That's one hell of a tonal shift. I'm fine. Doesn't even hurt that much. But, listen. Olivia didn't do anything wrong. Not intentionally, anyway. I wasn't watching where... Oh my god. Stop lying, man. Please. Mrs. Scaler told me she was barreling down the hallway. Maybe she was, but she didn't hurt me intentionally. It was just an accident. I'm asking you to let her off the hook. Randy sighed again. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Olivia, I'm sorry I yelled at you. But please slow down. I'm tired of hearing complaints about you treating the school like it was your own personal racetrack. I'm sorry, Randy. I'll slow down next time, I promise. She was gulping back tears and her body was trembling. I've gotta get going now and pick up Vinny. We'll see you when you get home. And we'll have to tell Sophia about this. Okay. Bye. He hung up. I couldn't help but sense a great deal of tension in how he was talking to her. Obviously, this wasn't the only incident she'd had. He sounded as though he was at his wit's end. Gaylor didn't cock an eyebrow at me. Do you mind telling me why you did that, Anon? Fucking lies. Lie. I see. You may have talked Randy down, but Olivia isn't off the hook with me. Now, maybe you can tell me why you were so furious with Ben. Apparently she thinks I was going to get Anon into the same class as she so he could fix her or something. And why would you think that, Olivia? Because Ben's always been like that. He's always trying to manipulate me or help me, and he thinks he can make a new human transfer student help me. I mean, she might be onto something. Just maybe. Whoa, where the fuck was this coming from? I was actually about to suggest to Anna that he not take the same APR class as you because I was worried something like this would happen. And lo and behold, you proved me right. Benjamin, please. Mrs. Gaylor rubbed the bridge of her snout between her eyes. There was definitely some kind of history between these two that had spilled its way into her lap. And probably the laps of a lot of other people. Olivia, not everything is some kind of conspiracy against you. And Ben, don't make assumptions about Olivia, what Olivia will or won't do. I'm going to overlook this whole mess for today, but next time, Olivia, I won't hesitate to give you a week's worth of detention. Okay, I'm sorry. And Anon? Yes? Don't think I didn't hear that disgusting slur when you were screaming at Olivia. I don't ever want to hear the phrase meteor dodger out of your mouth again. I don't dare break eye contact with the predatory dino woman staring a hole through me. Yes, Miss Scaler. These are apologies to Anna now. The wheelchair-bound girl looks up at me remorsefully. It's the same exact look as when I first made eye contact with her. A look I know all too well. helpless desperation. I'm sorry, Anna. I'm sorry I ran over your foot on your first day. I'm sorry that meant things to you earlier. I'm even sorry I knocked your lunch tray out of your hands. The lunch Liz got you that Damien had to replace. Oh, so where was her from before? I don't even have to look. From her breathing, Scalar sounds fucking pissed. What is the matter with you? She begins sobbing uncontrollably. Then she answers. I miss Inko. I was mean to him too, but I miss him every day. I wish more than anything he was here now. Oh shit, what the f... Microsoft News jump scare. I wish more than anything he was here now so I could apologize to him. Scalar rubs the bridge of her snout again, though this time more out of exasperation than frustration. I know you miss him. If I could, I would bring him back to you right now. But I can't. You have to let go. Oh, so is... Oh, we don't know the fate of Anakin. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on calling him Anakin. Oh, Anakin might be dead. But Inko here sounds dead for real. That is interesting. Also, let me... I'll write this and I'll get me some water. You do not deserve Uvalde. Olivia, I think I forgive you. I'm still kind of pissed. I'm gonna hold that shit against you, still. Olivia whimpered pitifully. Anon, is there something you would like to say? Wow. I don't know who Winko is, and I don't care. I'm not here to make friends. I just wanted to be left alone so I could coast through the year and get on with the rest of my shitty life. But so far, I've been accosted by everyone here, including a tsundere girl with serious issues. Wait, who's the tsundere? I don't think it's Olivia. I don't think it's Olivia, dude. Or at least, I don't think tsundere suits her perfectly. Or, I don't even think it suits her best. Or in general, I should say. Just leave me alone. Gaylor sighs and she sounds disappointed. You may go, Olivia. And Ben, if you could give me a moment alone with Anon. Very well. The Oviraptor gazed at me for an uncomfortably long moment, clearly trying to figure out just what to say. Anon? Still, she seems to struggle to find the right words. What? What is it already? Are you going to tell me some banal nonsense like all those stupid posters all over the school? Some crap about kindness or doing better? Be kind. To whom and for what? So you can get walked all over for people who will never return the favor? Be better. Just so everybody can continuously raise the bar on you and scold you when you fail to meet their arbitrary standards? Wage cagey moment. What good is this? What good is all that Shireen crap for when it feels like the whole world is either trying to kill me harshly with ridicule or softly with kindness? What's the fucking point? It's two sides of the same goddamn coin. I groan in frustration, and part of me wants to storm out of the office in a rage. Dance, Scalar speaks. I'm surprised to hear a voice crover. Anon, you don't have to let everyone in, but if you keep shutting everyone out, you'll one day find yourself without friends when you need them most. I look up and Surprised to see that her lip is trembling. You may go now. Thanks. And sorry for my schizo ranting. It's not a problem. Just feel free to visit me again if you need someone to rant to. Outside the principal's office, I meet Ben again. Hey, Ben. Ben, just leave, okay? Homeboy here has had a rough day in general. Lunch was the only good part. And that is a sad, sad thing to say. Hey, if you need to be left alone, I understand. No? It's alright. I decided I want to take AP Art second period? Are you absolutely certain? Yeah, I am. I'd advise against it. Why, just because of Olivia? Yes. She thought you were trying to fix me up with her or whatever because she's convinced you were trying to control her life. And yet I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm trying to keep you away from her for both of your own good. What difference does it make? You're still proving her right and trying to control some aspect of her life. Fair enough. But take my advice. For whatever it's worth, don't bother trying to be her friend. She's a lost cause. Doesn't that run contrary to what those dumb posters you insist on putting up to say? Ben merely shrugged. Hey, it's your life, but don't say I didn't warn you. I'll put in the necessary changes and have your revised schedule first thing tomorrow. Thanks, I appreciate it. You're welcome. What a shitty first day. And now I have to hobble my way back home with a hurt foot. I feel a familiar hand on my back. Hey, Anon. How are you holding up? Damon, please stop touching my fucking back. Oh, my bad, bro. I'm sorry. It's fine. I'm just on edge right now. I understand. Is Olivia always like that? She's been dealing with a lot of shit. I'm not saying that makes what she did okay, but she just had a really shitty last year. Well, so did I. I know, man. It's just frustrating because she started out doing well last September. Better than she had been the 3 years before. Then one thing led to another. She slowly started to get worse. What happened? I'd rather not talk about it. But she wasn't the only one who was affected. Sorry. No offense for not wanting to tell you. Believe me, I get it. I'm still an outsider. Only I wouldn't mind staying that way the rest of the year. Come on, man, don't be like that. Sorry. I'm just dealing with my own shit right now. Hey, Anon. I just heard what happened. Not a good way to end a day, I know. How badly hurt is your foot? I'll manage. I'll just walk it off. No, I'll give you a ride home. I'd really appreciate that. I just hate feeling this indebted to you. Don't be silly. That's what friends are for. Okay, I just feel uneasy about how quickly this is all happening. Do you need a ride, Damien? Nah, I'll walk home. Maybe I can catch up with Olivia. No metro? Actually, no. The walk might include the metro. Hey, I'll see you in gym tomorrow. He holds out his fist for a bump and I reciprocate. Bro fist! See ya. Oh, nice. The Snoot Game parking lot. Hell yeah. With the bootleg Mercedes? Fuck, what is that? C-Class? S-Class? I don't know. I follow Liz to the parking lot, doing my impression of a duck with downies. Then it hits me. How the fuck did Brachiosaurs drive? Do they stick their heads through the roof like dingo from the Flintstones? Jesus. For that matter, Liz being able to swivel her head around, and she could look at her own body from a few feet away, like seeing herself in a third person. Fucking weird. Oh god. Liz unlocks the car with a chirp, and I slide into the passenger seat. She takes the driver's side, and I notice a rabbit above her seat that's lying with a soft fabric. The Branchosaurus then begins to wind her neck about it, like a ranch coiling rope into a neat bundle. Her neck coils itself neatly around the rod. I can't help but stare in morbid fascination. It was like looking at a Greek myth. A woman with an anaconda for a head. The rod her neck is coiled around is attached to the roof on a spring-loaded track to allow for partial back-and-forth movement. Liz gives it a test by jerking her head and neck back and forth a bit, and the rod doesn't move more than a few inches in either direction. I could imagine a static rod strangling a Brachiosaurus, who had to brake too hard. And thinking about that makes me wonder how difficult it was for paramedics to extricate her Brachiosaur from a wrecked car. It seemed more like a handicap when driving. She looks to me with a smile. Ready to go? Yep. The address is 237 South St. Hammond Street. Oh, it's just like our school. Yep. She puts the address into her phone GPS, and I grimace in anticipation of her reaction. Sure enough, her smile falters into a look of shock, then dismay as she sees the destination. Yeah, it's in Skin Row. I see. Is it as bad as they say? Well, I don't know what they say. I just know you don't want to be a dino in Skin Row after dark. Oh. You don't have to take me all the way to my place. You can just take me to the outskirts. It's not that much more of a walk. Sure you don't mind? Hey, it still beats walking in all the way. The caller pulls forward and we begin our drive. She turns on the radio and sets it to one of her presets. I worry that the radio will begin playing some shitty pop music. Something with a lot of millennial whoops, or AI generated tracks, or even Raptor Jesus forbid. Imagine Dragons. It said it's a Satan. The station. Mission to T there. The station that plays mainly 80s new wave and synth pop. At least I could say she had good taste in music. The station begins playing a block of Samir Samir. I lose myself in the chorus of the current song. I don't know if that's an actual line. Crazy. It's Duran Duran. Lonely in Her Nightmare. Alright. About Olivia. Liz pauses and I can already imagine her saying something like, "Don't be too hard on her," or "She's just going through a bad phase, but she's really nice." I don't blame you if you don't want to be her friend. Wasn't expecting that. Then I remembered earlier that day when Damon had said something along the lines of, "Give her time and she'll warm up to you." Liz had scoffed like she had been on the verge of saying something mean about Olivia. Seems like she doesn't want friends. Not wanting friends is one thing, but she's just driving people away. Damon and his family are her only lifeline. But what is she going to do when she graduates? Probably become a cat mom. Oh no, that's depressing. That's how you die lonely. She has so much talent and potential, and yet she just wastes it. It's infuriating. Aside from being a mobile doorstop, what is her talent? Liz snorts at my joke, but then frowns at me. She's a very talented painter. She won an art contest in her freshman year. The talented yet misunderstood angsty artist type. What kind of teenager rom-com crap was this I was being thrust into? I see. Oh shit. Ben told me not to be your friend. Ben doesn't... I can tell it was taking all her self-control to not go off into Prissy Perfect. Or Prissy Prefect. Ben is very misguided. I'm not telling you to not be your friend. I'm just saying I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to be. Friendship with anyone is something I couldn't take or leave right now. I do appreciate you being so nice to me today. Just don't expect me to continue wanting to be friends. Oh, okay. That is so blunt, you know. Anon. I hear the disappointment in her voice, but I can't help but feel bad. Anon, can I ask you a question? Shoot. Earlier today when I introduced myself, what made you think I already had a boyfriend? I was hoping you did. Why? It's easier to talk to girls if you know they already have a boyfriend. You don't feel pressure to flirt with them, or feel like they're flirting with you when maybe all they're doing is being polite. I understand. I actually used to be the same way of myself around boys. I tend to be more introverted, and I used to be much more shy than I am now. That's why I always liked Damien, because he's very outgoing and gregarious. I admire his ability to talk to anyone like they're already good friends. How long have you two been dating? About a month now. When he and I went to the winter formal, that was our first real date. Although saying it out loud like that whole thing could have gone so much better. Winter formal one rings a bell, but I can't remember where I heard it. What's the winter formal? It's like prom, but in winter. After Jesus. 2 proms in 1 year? Talk about piling on the social pressure. Part of me is curious about what could have gone better, but I decide it's none of my business. Finally, Liz pulls up to the street I told her would be safe. Once she's parked, I move to exit the car, but am stopped by a sudden question that arose. Hey Liz, where's Inko? Her eyes go wide, taken aback by the question, then her expression becomes sad. He is a human transfer student like you. He arrived last summer, or September. Surprised I didn't see him. He wouldn't have because he's not at St. Hammond anymore. What? Well, you just said he is, not was. Liz sighs, her eyes becoming more downcast. Technically, he's still a student in St. Hammond, but for now, he's still a Volcadera General. Volcadera General? Is that what they call the high? No. That would be Volcano High if it was Volcano High. I'm hesitant to ask what's wrong with him. It seems like she has a hard time talking about it. I'm sorry for bringing it up. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. Will you need a ride tomorrow? Maybe. Text me tomorrow and let me know. We exchanged numbers and I put her in my short list of contacts. Thanks. I appreciate it. No problem. Have a pleasant evening and get better. I step out and she drives off. A sigh of relief escapes me once I am in my hovel of an apartment. Kicking my shoes off in the sorry excuse for a kitchen that greeted me every time I entered, I step into what could charitably be called the living room. I left my backpack fall to the floor with a thump, feeling like I just dialed down Dr. Breese's gravity training room. Every muscle still ached from PE, and realized my throat was also a little sore from screaming at that green chick on wheels. Now that I can take my load off, I'm aware just how stressed physically and mentally I am. I open a can of soda and sip on caffeinated elixir, then light a badly needed ciggy. Firing up the old X-Rocks, I pop into Rockman X collection and boot up Rockman X2. I say a prayer for Green Record Dude, then proceed to destroy the green robot with paper mache armor. Once at the stage select screen, decide to tackle Wheel Gator first. You needed his weapon to get 2 armor upgrades anyway. Then I think back to what Principal Scalar told me. Like there was anyone worth letting in. There were students who mistook me for someone else and then immediately lost interest. Those 2 thoughts in science eyeballing me like a piece of meat. My creepy control freak Ben. Liz and Damien were good people though. In fact, Damien was the kind of guy I could call a bro, and Liz was almost like a big sister. But Olivia? She only seemed to be capable of 2 emotions. Self-pity and overt hostility. Like how could she expect to make friends with a shitty attitude like... Exactly. You silly, silly goose. I'm gonna save and then I'm gonna continue the recording the next morning. Or not the next morning, but later in the morning. Cause it's fucking 1:42. Holy shit, dude. Alright, now it starts recording. Right. Welcome back to the afternoon. 5:21 p.m. Let's go. I went a little further to see how far we have left for this particular mod. I know it's a work in progress, but yeah, we still have a fair amount to go. I would like to say we're around the halfway mark. Anyways, let's read. My foot still hurts when I wake up, though not as much. Liz texts me asking if I need a ride, which I accept. And now it's not responding. Nice. Okay, there you go. She still has her radio set to the 80 station. We make small talk, and I even managed to joke that she's my chauffeur. Pros that. The station is playing The Chauffeur by Samir Samir. Okay, I don't even know if that's a real artist. Once at the school, we go our separate ways, saying bye to each other. I guess it was alright having at least a couple of friends, and Liz was a good one. I only hoped I could avoid triggering her with my schizo observations and edgy humor. Since I have time before PE, I decided to satiate my growing curiosity with, or about, Olivia's winning entry from her freshman year. Maybe her attitude could be forgiven for being simple hubris. I scanned the walls, aware of how much better than I at art all of my peers, past and present, are in comparison. Normally, I couldn't have cared less, yet now that I was committed to AP art, I feel humbled and even intimidated. It was more humbling than seeing Damon knock out those push-ups. I at least knew I could get physically stronger. But this? After searching a few minutes, I find what I'm looking for. Oh yes. Painting by O. Halford. Nice. Looks like Orlando. A strange sensation comes over me. It's a feeling of both awe and respect for the one who created this, and then a feeling of disappointing knowing it's Olivia. It was almost like saying, don't meet your heroes. Only Olivia hasn't been a hero. Just been some cranky chick acting like she was on the rag. And yet, in the span of only a few seconds of taking her picture in, I feel more humble, more inferior than I had felt looking at those other works hanging in the gala. The painting, which she had created in the 9th fucking grade, was called Dreamscape. And it did indeed look like something out of someone's dream. The city, as it was depicted here, looked magical the way she painted it. It reminded me of people who had their near-death experiences. Some claimed the world they went to, the afterlife presumably, had felt more real and vibrant than this world, and that, upon returning, this world felt dull in comparison. I had always suspected that they were merely hallucinating, but looking at this picture made me question that assumption. It was though Olivia already had one foot in that world. If that's true, that's kinda sad. Fuck me sideways. At least I now have a good metric for knowing how much I suck. She's going to hang this over my fucking head. I just know it. Got that right. I continue to peruse the remainder of the gala in the vain hope I could at least find at least one other person who's equal to, or even greater than, that Burcho. Buxom Baryonyx? Then, I find it. Oh, this one. But this one's fake. Or not a real entry from Inko. Suddenly, it all made sense. Why everyone had clamored around me. Some thinking that I had been this Inko guy who had up and disappeared. He must have been a fucking legend by now. Even barges into Dino-dominated school, makes the best fucking painting they ever seen, refuses to elaborate further, leaves. Hell yeah, green text. Let's go. No wonder Olivia missed him. She said that she had been mean to him the same as with me, and yet he must have won her respect by painting this. And then he had to go to the hospital for whatever reason, but why? And surely she could have visited him? Unless he was terminal or in a coma. I recall her saying she missed him. Not that she was going to miss him, and conclude that maybe he's comatose. Thinking about my observation yesterday, about brachiosaurs getting into car accidents, I wonder if maybe Inko had met a similar fate. Maybe he had been driving and then got into a nasty wreck, leaving him alive, yet in a coma. Maybe. All I could do was guess. I didn't know for certain, and for that matter, I wasn't sure I wanted to know. But now I understand at least one thing about Olivia. 2 things, perhaps. She was talented enough that she was virtually peerless, and she said something she had held dear had been ripped away from her. No wonder she looked miserable. Ah, now responding, nice. Okay, there you go. Son, I have it on good authority that your foot suffered a critical hit yesterday. What? Until you fully convalesce, you are excused from physical activity. But do not think that means you are excused from PE. The E stands for education. And that is what you will do while you sit it out. Now get to work on these packets. And I better not see you goofing around on your smartphone. Yes, coach. The Paleolithic PE provider goes off to torment the rest of the class. Taking a seat on the bench, I open up the first of 3 packets he's given me. It's on human and raptor anatomy. Getting through it is simple enough. All I had to do was first read the questions, then skim the packet for the correct answers. The second packet is on health and nutrition, which has the effect of making me reconsider my dietary habits. The third packet is the history the history of dodgeball. Wow, okay. 5 minutes before the period is over, Damon comes up to me already dressed out in his uniform. Yo, Anon, you working up a mental sweat? Hardly. These packets were pretty easy. I got done with them halfway through class. I would have used my phone to pass the rest of the time, but Sully said he didn't want to see me using it. At least now I know the dark, but not surprisingly bloody history of dodgeball. You mean how it originated as throwing severed heads? I want to know now. I want to learn about this dodgeball. Not saying I didn't play it, but the history of it, I never learned. Yeah. I think your head would make a better dodgeball than mine. A lot less wind resistance. Funny. So you got AP Art next, right? Yeah, I'm a little nervous to be honest. Because of Olivia. Yeah. Look, man. I talked to her last night and she feels pretty bad about what happened yesterday. I think she just wants to be friends. I may have told her to leave me alone yesterday in Scalar's office. So then just talk to her. Let her know it's all water under the bridge. You know, I think she likes you. God damn it. What? Yeah, man. She couldn't stop talking about you and how bad she felt for the way she'd been treating you. Either way, though, it's clear she was thinking about you all day. Is she normally that open to you? Listen, we may not be related by blood, but she and I have known each other since we were carpet crocs. We're practically brother and sister, and I can tell certain things about her. A lot of things, actually. And it was clear she actually likes you. I think she was just jealous to see you with Lunar of all people. Great. So it turns out I was on point when I called her a tsundere. Ah, you're not wrong. Funny that we're on the tsundere route with... Or, I guess the tsundere route with... the base day and night game. Unlimited Blade Works, Rin route, let's go. I'm not interested in her, though. That's cool, too. That doesn't mean you guys can't still be good friends. That causes me to think of the Mikey Jackson song of the same name. Just let her down easily when you tell her your heart belongs to Lunara. I'm kidding, bro. Just don't kick my ass. Whatever. I'm still not sure how to talk to her. You were doing fine when you were talking to Liz. Just think of Olivia no differently. Okay. We need another Lunara mod. This time not NTR, just a Lunara route. And also a Mia mod. We haven't got one Mia mod. Of all the places Liz showed me yesterday, I at least remembered how to get to AP Art. I have to admit that the design of the school in this area was stunning. It was like the architect had designed this part with the intent to inspire students. It was a seamless blend of both construction and nature. I found myself gazing at the surrounding trees, lost in thought. Then a familiar sound of wheels makes a certain presence known. Hello? Oh no! Red alert, red alert! A weeb on wheels is coming from behind. Increase power to aft shields, then prepare to come about. I turn and lock eyes with the Buxton Baryonyx. She gazes up at me, her expression a mixture of concern and fear. Hi, how are you? Clears your throat. How is your foot? It's better now. Doesn't even bother me that much. I'm really sorry about that. It's fine. You kinda did me a favor, actually. It gets me out of PE for the next few days. I see. Let me know, and I can do that other food if you need it. They both laugh awkwardly. You're really going to be in AP Art? Yes, and just so you know, I chose this. Ben didn't talk me into it. In fact, he tried to talk me out of it. I know. I remember what he said yesterday. So what's the deal with you two, if you don't mind me asking? She opens her mouth to speak, then closes it and looks down. It seems she has something she wants to get off of her ample chest, but is having a hard time. Don't worry about it. If it's too personal or too much to get into, then you don't have to tell me. Okay. And, I'm sorry for calling you a cripple. I already know I'm a cripple. I'll let you know if you actually say anything actually offensive. At least she wasn't going to badger me for ableist language. Sorry for calling you a chimp. You should have called me a shaved chimp. That would have been more accurate. We both chuckle a little. Accurate racism. I'm afraid I'm a terrible artist, nor as near as good as you. I expect her to boast proudly about her artistic skill, saying everyone sucks compared to her, or rubbing in my face how much I suck. That would be ending 2, Olivia. But this is not the ending I'm seeing. This is more like ending 1, Olivia. Instead, she looks like she's having difficulty processing my compliment. Thanks. I'm sorry you have to learn from our current teacher. She's terrible. Oh, what happened to your last art teacher? Damn. He's dead. There's the rubbery taste of my foot in my mouth. I'm sorry I asked. It's okay. He didn't know. As fate would have it, my seating assignment placed me next to Olivia. We take our places, but neither of us mustered the courage for further small talk. I can feel tension build between us, as though we both know the other wants to say something, but is either too afraid to speak or determined to not be the first to speak. Just think of Olivia no differently than Liz, to paraphrase Damien. Easier said than done. I knew Liz had a boyfriend. Damien. But Olivia has a boyfriend-free girl. The teacher gives us the assignment, and it's then that I realize I forgot to pick up the textbook from the library. God bless. As though reading my mind, Olivia nudges her own textbook closer to me. I shuffle my desk closer to hers. Thanks. She grunts a response, then we lean over the book. As long as I can keep half my attention on reading and the other half on note-taking, I can almost, but not quite, ignore the alarms going crazy in my head. Halfway through class, I tuned them out enough to allow my thoughts to wander a little. Olivia had been through a lot of shit last year, to the point where maybe she had it worse than I. Although musing about it to myself, that sounds inconsiderate of me to say. She had lost not one but 2 people important to her. This Inko guy, who was on the same level as, possibly greater than, she, and the former art teacher, who I can tell from the book or look on her face, had been painful to lose. And what happened to me? Oh, only ritualistic public humiliation of the worst kind, but at least no one died. The thrill of the bell signals the end of the period. The class moves in unison, everyone stuffing their things in their backpacks with a collective screech of chairs pulled away from tables. Olivia put her book in her backpack, as well as her notes, which I noticed she used for doodling, not note-taking. Thanks again. That's what Anakin would have wanted. Okay, Anon. Here's your chance to say something nice to the quiet chick. Don't fuck it up. Then I'd say you're doing him proud. Ah, damn. Her composure melts and a few tears escape her yellow and silver eyes. Ah, okay. Olivia's sad. We're missing Olivia's sad, lads. Okay, bye. Fuck. Oh, hey, science. Yes. We need Lunara. Kiara Cars is here. Hell yeah. It's science, and I find myself sandwiched between the buxom blonde and the raccoon raptor. This is a lie, raptor, I'll just say. Hey, we missed you at lunch yesterday. Sorry. Damien and Liz both treated me to lunch, so I hung out with them. Oh? Doesn't Olivia sit with them, though? Yeah, all four of us had lunch together. Boy, that must have been awkward. A little, but she didn't do much talking. From what we heard though, she did a lot of screaming at you and Ben yesterday at the end of school. Fuck my life. I couldn't even make it 1 week. No, 1 fucking day without being involved in some bullshit gossip. There may have been an altercation. We heard Olivia ran over your foot. Oh, really? And where did you hear that? That's the word that's been going around. And we can see you're limping slightly. I'm going to tell you right now that that's a load of purple monkey dishwasher. What? It's bullshit from the rumor mill. The most that happened was Olivia brushed up against me when she wheeled herself over to Ben. I had already hurt my foot before. I don't know how to feel about this lie. I don't know how I feel about that. Olivia's troubled. Maybe tell the truth. Oh, really? How? Think, goddammit, think. How else could you have hurt your foot? As though on cue, someone from across the room moved their chair with a small slam. I was moving my desk chair in history, and one of the legs landed on my foot while I was still sitting on it. Ouch, sorry about that. It happens. I can understand Olivia screaming at Ben considering what he did to her at the winter formal, but why was she screaming at you? Isn't it obvious, Lulu baby? She's jealous. Probably of you. And how do you know she isn't jealous of you? Because everyone knows I'm dating Buster. I still can't believe you're dating that guy. What can I say? I like him big. Big in what way? The girls giggle obnoxiously. Oh, Raptor Jesus. Why hast thou forsaken me? So, Anon, are you going to have lunch with us today? Sorry, can't. I told Damien I'd pay him back for getting me lunch, and I owe him one. He and I really hit it off. Yeah. The Raptor girl pouted. Oh, okay. But you can't get out of having lunch with us forever. Maybe I can. If I can find out how Inko ended up in a coma, I could do the same thing. And then he and I could be bunkmates. I don't think... I would say... I think there's just a little bit too many... Or just a little bit... Of too many... Oh, fuck. There's differences. There's small differences, but I think those differences are too much for both of them. To the point that I don't think they'll mesh well. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of similarities. But small differences can push people away, even. I meet Liz and Damon outside the cafeteria. Liz hands me my new lunch card, which she had laminated herself. Nice. Fletcher's credit, I asked Damon when Liz was out of earshot what he wanted so I can pay him back. Get me one of those foot-long meatball subs and we'll call it even. I procured a sub, as well as a tasty-looking hoagie and some cookies. Then proceed to the checkout, lunch card in hand. Isn't the hoagie the same as a sub, just shorter, or maybe even thicker? I hand Damien his free sub, which he accepts graciously with a shit-eating grin, and then we make our way to our table. Okay. No Anon neutral, sad. Liz is already munching away on the vines up above, and Olivia's devouring what looks like part of a roasted cow leg. Chomp. Munchy munch. So, how was your first day in AP Art? I forgot to get the textbook from the library, but Olivia let me read along with her. Oh yeah? Poggers. Yeah, it's not like it was a big deal. I knew you guys would get along. I look to Olivia, who only looks away and shrugs. Did you guys talk about your favorite anime? We didn't do much talking. Ah, okay then. He and I make small talk while he chows down his own lunch of meatloaf and meatball sub. We mostly talk about video games, mainly our favorite Rock Ring sequels. Damien, you keep eating that much, you're gonna look like your dad. You gotta eat plenty if you want to grow muscle. Oh, and Anon, I suggest keeping track of how much you're spending with your lunch card. Way ahead of you. I've got a notepad for writing all that down. I figure if I keep to around $50 a week, I shouldn't owe more than $1,200 by the time I've graduated. That's very proactive of you. Just trying to be low time preference. Is math your favorite subject? I wouldn't say I have a favorite subject, though I guess my best is science. I envy you then. I'm not very good at science. Even though you work with numbers. Numbers are more straightforward, but understanding science takes a certain kind of lateral thinking I've never been good at. Well, look at it this way. You might not live to be a rocket scientist, but you can always make a great accountant. Accountant with an E at the end. Funny. Actually, I do want to start my own business selling art one day. Let's see. Go with numbers and managing finances, and want to start a business one day. Might have some rhino Rex in you. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Well, at least you didn't need me to tell you it was stupid. I turn back to my own meal, but now there's an awkwardness hanging in the air that reminds me why I started keeping to myself in the first place. But I thought I knew better than to just go revealing my power level like that. So, why? Why was I suddenly more at ease with this group of normies? As though subconsciously answering my own question, I turn my gaze to Olivia, who's giving me a sly smile. She knows. She knows the truth. She knows what happens to those particular towers. Liz texted me towards the end of the day, asking me if I wanted to ride. I told her I appreciated it, and asked if she could meet me outside the principal's office. There was something I wanted to ask Scalar. I knock on her door. Enter. Mr. Mose, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I wanted to ask you something. Go right ahead. What can you tell me about Anakin? Her face becomes somber and she sighs. Should I call him by their name? No. Anakin Skywalker was the art teacher and the photography teacher for many years. Until he passed away last fall of bone cancer. He was only 37. I see. There was no way to treat it? He didn't want treatment. That's just the kind of person he was, taking what life threw at him and doing his best to live with no regrets. The entire school was saddened at his passing. At least just wasn't, or just hasn't felt the same without him. Did Olivia talk to you about him? She didn't say much, only that he had died last year. I could tell she's been broken up about it. Probably no one took his passing harder than she. He was something of a second father figure to her. Third, I suppose, if you consider her familiar situation. I wanted to ask what the deal was with that, but figured it wasn't any of my business. If Olivia wanted me to know, she could tell her myself. Or she could tell me herself. She shared her textbook with me today, and told me it's what Anakin would have wanted. The haggard-looking principal gives me a small smile. I'm glad to hear you and she are getting along now. Perhaps this year she can find the closure she needs. What else can you tell me about Anakin? He was very flamboyant, eccentric even. He always tried to see the best in every student and tap into their potential. Doubt he'd see anything in me. She gives me a concerned look just then. I appreciate you giving Olivia another chance. I admit she can try one's patience, but Anakin always saw something very special in her. I've been worried about her ever since he left us. Truthfully, and this is between you and I worry whether she'll make it to the end of the year. I've seen her piece from her freshman year. With that kind of skill, I doubt she has much to worry about with regards to being successful. You'd think that, but it's seldom so simple. Talent alone doesn't guarantee success, not any more than intelligence. Do you have any idea how many students I've come across much smaller than I who still struggled? Or much smarter than I who still struggled? Nah, no. More than you'd believe. It's heartbreaking to see someone with an IQ of 165 who ends up with an ordinary job and crippling lack of self-confidence, yet it happens more often than you think. And with Olivia's condition, she has even more problems. I don't just mean accessibility problems. It's easy for people like her to define themselves solely by their condition, even if they don't want the world doing that for them. And even if she did find success as an artist, which I hope for her sake she can, that too can be so short-lived. Anakin was a very talented painter, yet he ended up working 3 jobs as an art teacher, photography teacher, and a freelance photographer. His whole life was work. I hope he didn't work himself into an early grave. I see. I was just curious and didn't want to push her on the subject. I understand, but don't think just asking her simple questions is pushing her. Try to get her to open up to you if you can. Okay, I'll try, and thank you. You're welcome. Ah, fucking Ben. Liz and I make our way to the entrance, finding a blueberry bureaucrat along the way. At the same spot where Olivia had run over my foot the day before, Ben is putting up another one of those stupid posters. This time it says, "Don't be the type to step on toes. Be more considerate." Ah, hello, Anon. Hey, Ben. That poster isn't very subtle with this message. Okay. Well, yes, subtlety is lost on some. But surely you of all people would agree with this message? Not really, to be honest. Oh, and why? In my experience, there's some whose toes you can't avoid stepping on because they're the type to make you walk on eggshells for them. It's unfortunate, but some people like that really do exist. So, what do you do when confronted with people like that? It depends, but sometimes I just want to step on their toes to spite them. Really? You know that'll lead to conflict, I just don't like being pushed around or told what to do. We should, we should have a George Floyd mod, okay? Turn Anon to George Floyd, and then we step on him. Or we kneel on him, I mean. Ben looked away, thinking hard about something. You know something? You're right about this poster not being very subtle. I'm taking it down. I think I'll remove some of the other posters as well. He turned, took down the poster and rolled it up. Sliding a rubber band down the rolled up poster, he turned back around. Thank you for your input. You're welcome. And can I ask you something? Certainly. Why did you care so much if Olivia and I shared a class? I just worried that what yet another human transfer student might do to her mental state. I opened my mouth to speak. But, you're right, it's none of my business. I won't bother you about it again. Poster in hand, he got the hell out of the Dodgers... Wait, fuck. He got the hell out of... You're talking as if he got out of the Dodge dealership. What is this? What is this sentence? He got the hell out of dodging. I don't even know what you're trying to say with this. He got the hell out of this conversation as if to dodge my line of questioning. Is that what you meant? Is that what you fucking meant with this sentence? I know the grammar here's been well so far, just misspelled letters, like just one misspelled letter. Within like every now and then. But man. Shit like this, I don't know why. It cranks me. Back home, I fire up the Microsoft console with no games, find Damien's account, and friend him. I see a name which could be Olivia's in his friends list and think about adding her, but decide against it. We play a little while, messaging each other back and forth occasionally. Then I log off after a couple of hours so I can get to my homework. It's hard getting my mind into it, though. When I keep thinking about Olivia, he was missing Anakin. That much was certain. And when I thought about it, it made me feel kind of angry at the old art teacher for opting out of therapy. Are you mad at other people's choices, Anon? You're being mad at other people's choices. That's not very... avoiding step on toes. That's not toe-gooning of you, my guy. It just seemed selfish. But then who was I to tell someone else when it was their time to go? Out of context, I would have said, good for him. Manning up and accepting it's his time, not clinging to life while chemo kills what little is left of it. Yet thinking about Olivia's predicament made me feel the opposite way. I could have only imagined how she must have felt. All I had to do was imagine what it would be like if I was still stuck in my old school. No chance to run away and start anew. The thought makes me feel trapped, panicky. Was that how Olivia felt? 2 days in, and here I was already getting attached to someone. This sure hasn't been in my plan. I decided to take my mind off it with a little ship posting. I look into a forum dedicated to gaudy lawn ornamentation. And so how far do you think you can get these garden gnomes up your asses? I'm talking feet first. Crazy. This looks very dark. Okay. Let me just save real quick. Oh, okay. Fuck, man. Look at the time. It was not that earlier. My PC shut off. Got too hot. That's such horseshit, dude. I have to replay at least an hour of this again. Right. At least this particular day is not too long, so I'll just cut it after the day ends and then continue. Liz drops me off. We say bye. I turn to the school. I encounter Olivia on my way. We make eye contact. No longer does my mere presence cause her anxiety. Now she just gives me the same look, that same look of stoked indifference she gives everyone else. Hey. She just sits there, her expressionless gaze fixed on me. It's unnerving. What's up? Why have you been telling people I didn't run over your foot? I guess I just didn't want them thinking we were fighting or something. Do you really care that much what other people think about you? I don't like people gossiping about me, period. I escaped my last school just to get away from that shit. They're not really gossiping about you, though. They're gossiping about me. And that doesn't bother you? No. No. Silly Anon. You and your beanhead forehead, fuck. Well, it still bothers me. I just want to keep my head down and go unnoticed. So then, do that then. They'll be forgotten a week from now and nobody will give a shit. Sure, but for the time being, I thought I could just, I don't know, correct the record. Control the narrative. You're not an alphabet agency, okay? You're not ATF, FBI. Hell, one can even say it NTSB. You're not that, man. You're not them. Fucking... It's fucking glowy. The Buxom Baryonyx rolls her eyes. Control the narrative. Who knows? I thought you were jealous. What would give her that idea? I don't know. She keeps eyeballing me like a piece of meat. I'm not the least bit interested in her, though. Then tell her that. Tell her to fuck off and that bimbos don't interest you. Crazy. The Lunaris slander goes wild. We need another Lunar mod that is not NCR, okay? And we need a Mia mod, now. I demand one. Ah, fuck. I just can't do that. She's my lab partner. Boy, for someone who thinks to, or who wants to go unnoticed, you sure do care an awful lot about what people think about you. And for being so quiet, you sure have a way of drawing a lot of attention to what you do. I didn't ask to be gossiped about. I would have rather not been involved in anything related to you. Yet, wherever I go, you're there, butting in. So what was I? Collateral damage in your ongoing feud with Ben? Should I have just ignored when you ran over my fucking foot? No, I'm sorry. Why can't you follow your own advice and ignore Ben? How can I ignore him when he puts those stupid posters everywhere? How can I ignore everything he's done to me? God, I hate him. I wish I could just put him out of my life for good. What did he do to you? She opens her mouth, and I can tell she wants to let it all out. Then she closes her mouth in a look of deflated resignation. It's too much to get into. And you're not my therapist. I'm sorry I made the whole school talk about you when you just wanted to be ignored. I'll leave you alone from now on. Olivia, you don't need to... And there she goes. From one retard to... Well, Olivia's not really retarded. Anon is for sure. God. Actually, I guess a loner to a retard. You just made the loner go away, Anon. Anon. Anal. That's your new name, Anal. She's already moving in the opposite direction. Her arms propelling herself with a kind of mechanical surrender like a pack mule. Great job, Anon. Now she thinks you're just as shallow and vapid as the rest of them. That's just her, though. That's just fucking her. Maybe she's right. Don't dwell on it too much, man. Try as I might, I couldn't get out of having lunch with the two chicks from science. Aw, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I want Lunara, man. I just want Lunara. Uh, they were determined to follow me all the way from science to the cafeteria and join me in the lunch line. The small talk feels boring and forced. I hope that maybe Lunara will lose interest in me one of these days if I just seem unenthusiastic enough. I would have rather had lunch alone. Though, if I had to choose, I would have rather had lunch with Damon and Liz. Damon and I at least had a few things in common, even if he was a goofball. That's the best thing about him, though, being the silly man that he is. And Liz could at least pick up on enough social cues to know when someone just wanted to disengage from the convo. And Olivia. Even if we hadn't spoken much, there was something reassuring about her presence, which seemed to say, I get it. You want to be left alone. I want to be left alone too. Almost like we could share the loneliness. I'm thinking about that Japanese song, man. I can be here in their usual place next to Damien, who's eating a large steak viciously enough to scatter bits of meat. Olivia herself had been eating that enthusiastically but the day before, yet now she was taking small bites. I keep hoping to catch her attention and... Wait, why was I wanting to catch her attention? I kept hoping she'd look in my direction so I could shrug awkwardly, and then she'd roll her eyes at me like I wasn't worth the time of day. Ah, you silly man. Instead, she seems determined to keep her eyes down. It reminds me of myself and how I usually ate lunch. I guess I just wanted her to know that even though I was eating with the gruesome twosome, it wasn't by choice. So I guess, like she had said, I did care what other people thought of me. Maybe I was shallow. I wouldn't say shallow. You're thinking too much about it, Anon. Getting a little hyperbolic about this shit. The thoughts follow me all the way home. I eventually recall a younger Anon running around school with a cape, goggles, and 3 plastic katanas. Are those katanas like between your fingers? Isn't that what one of the Ninja Turtles did? Actually, no, I don't think so. I know there's a piece of meat, or there's a specific character. I'm sure there's multiple, but I know there's a specific character in where they hold multiple katanas within their fingers, or at least 3, like Anon's description. Anyways, that was a quick way to get sent to the principal's office, or worse, ruthlessly made fun of. Maybe deep down I still wanted attention. Everyone does. I was just more selective with how I received it these days. I had practically had most of Olivia's attention the first day, and now that I wasn't getting it, I was left wanting more of it. How shallow. But maybe this was the wake-up call I needed. I really ought to have kept my mouth shut with the Olivia rolling over my foot situation. Let people think what they wanted. By engaging in the gossip, I was no different. It was the opposite of what I wanted. Fine then. From now on, I'll double down on being left alone. I'll just cruise through school, and game and shit post in the evening. Just need to continue ignoring everything else. Yeah, like I said, that day went quick. Thursday, Liz picks me up, drops me off. I see Olivia. I ignore her. She ignores me. AP art, we ignore each other. I think I'm getting better at my drawing. I even managed to make a halfway decent looking waifu, by my usual standards at least. And what would that include? Fooly Cooly? Ryuko Matoi? Maybe that's a little older for him, but whatever. At least in terms of anime production. Fucking... the succubi from High School DxD? Imagine him drawing him in their lingerie. That'll be very funny, but wild. Lunch, I duck into the bathroom, then re-emerge. I get my lunch and go to an alcove I had found just outside the cafeteria where I can eat in peace. Unmolested. Okay, so we got Tomoko here. From Watamote. All in all, it seems like a pretty good routine. I can even shitpost in peace while eating lunch. My foot is better even enough now that I can probably walk to and from school starting tomorrow. This had all been but a minor disruption of my initial plan. But now I can get back on course and reaffirm my desire to be left alone. Alright, I'll save here. And save the clip as well. And I should eat dinner as well. That's how late it is. Alright, I'm back. I'm back from dinner. I also had a drink. And if you hear me coughing, I drank liquid down the wrong fucking hole. Hopefully it won't be too bad. No. Liz texts me again asking if I need a ride. I accept her offer and she asks me to meet her in the student council office. I answer and I'm surprised at how well furnished it is. It almost feels like an office in a law firm on a TV show. Better call Saul. This is poring over a pile of photos and organizing them. Hey, Anon. We didn't see you at lunch today or yesterday. Lunar and Kiara practically forced me to have lunch with them yesterday. And today I ate alone. I see. You're still welcome to sit with us anytime you want. Sure. But sometimes I just need to be alone. I understand. Go ahead and have a seat and I'll be ready in a bit. Just doing some last minute work. Oh. Fuck. I sit in one of the many unoccupied chairs forming the round table of student council members. Nice chairs. Perks of being on a student council, I guess. I know, right? Feels almost like being on the board of directors at the big company. Still not as nice as the student council president or student council chambers at Ashford Academy. Can't even pretend like I'm hanging out with Lelouch or Suzaku and the gang. Ashford Academy. I think I did Google this, but I don't know if I actually put it in or showed it. And I don't think it helped that I kept my tabs on. There you go. Yeah, I did put it on. There you go. Kogias! Former Britannian settlement of the United States of Japan. Oh, God. Alright, tabs are off. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm also on the yearbook committee. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't suppose you have that photo Ben took of me on the first day? I do, don't worry. It looks fine. It sure does. No, it really does. Ben knows how to capture a good picture. Though he still tends to focus more on quantity over quality. And it's why he has so many dang pictures to sort through. Liz pulls out one photo and gasps at what she sees. It's enough to startle me a little. That jerk. I still can't believe he took this. She sets down the photo with an angry sigh. Hang on, I have to answer this. She leaves the room, answering her phone on her way out. I whip out my phone out of habit and prepare to scroll through a forum. Dang curiosity gets the better of me. I reach out and grab the photo Liz has been looking at, keeping my eyes fixed on the door she just left through. I look down and see. Oh yeah. Yeah, you remember ending one? I fucking remember. And that was shite. Not shit writing, but a shite situation. Something comes over me then. It was as though a dam was slowly cracking, letting something trickle through that I had been trying so hard to keep bottled up. I cover my mouth with my hand in an attempt to stop that leak, which comes out in the sound of a muffled moan. A muffled moan. Now I can see the hurt and despair in her eyes. An embarrassing moment in time captured forever. This must have been from the winter formal. Oh, God. Olivia. I don't know where these feelings are from. I just know that as I gaze down at her, as she gazes up in despair, I feel a kinship with her as I've never been felt with anything else. That sentence didn't sound right to me. But whatever. I wish she was here now so I could talk to her. And just what do you think you're doing? The hands, the arms. It just looks adorable. And then the long neck just makes it a little bit comical. I haven't heard her come back in. Now I feel embarrassed. She snatches the photo from my grasp. Sorry, I was just laughing, I know. I heard you. Her voice comes out full of contempt. What? No? Then why did it sound like you were giggling to yourself? For fuck's sake, of course she'd assume that. Then again, I hadn't exactly been doing myself any favors by continually showing her my hand. How should I handle this? I mean, that is true. You said 2 edgy jokes, or edgy things in front of her, and she was not amused. I do not blame her for assuming the worst. Just keep that in mind. Let's get defensive first. Actually, no, let's stay first. Defensive. I was getting tired of feeling like I was walking on eggshells for her delicate sensibilities. Why couldn't I just be free to express myself without people getting ass mad and assuming the worst? I know how I must come off to you. But why do you have to assume the absolute worst about me right off the bat? Deflated, she backs off. I'm sorry. That wasn't fair of me. You really weren't laughing? No. No, just plain no. I rolled my eyes in embarrassment. Actually, before we do that, this man was about to scroll to 4chan. Or at least, some type of forum just to shitpost. 4chan or not. That's kind of a depressing thing to do. I felt really bad for her just then. Enough that I guess I was... I see. Now I feel really bad. Don't sweat it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. And I was there the entire time, so I know better than most. She drew in a large breath in and a sad sigh. Ben took her to the formal. Of course he did. I think I remember Lunar saying something like that. I think I can load back here. This time we'll try explaining. Guess it was my fault for giving her that kind of impression with my crass human and acerbic attitude. Acrobic, whatever that's supposed to be pronounced. Still, I knew she'd hear me out if I at least tried explaining. Liz, I wasn't laughing. She doesn't look convinced, but she's not trying to cut me off either. She's listening. I know you don't like my internet troll sense of humor, and I can accept that. And I know I can come across as an asshole. I'll be the first to admit that. But when you jump to that kind of conclusion, you're assuming the worst about my character. Fair point, but at the same time, you're Anon. You absolutely can go there and beyond. I'd like to think you didn't think that of me. From one friend to another. I don't think we were really friends. I was thinking acquaintance to friend, but whatever. I'm sorry, Anon. That wasn't fair of me. Still, I can't exactly blame you. I laughed at people in compromising possessions before. I just couldn't laugh at this. So then that sound I heard you making was... Yeah, it was, Don't be embarrassed. I promise I won't tell anyone. Thanks. So, listen. I've heard this winter formal disaster mentioned before, mainly from Lunara and Kiara. But I didn't ask what happened. How come? I don't like gossip or gossiping. I got away from my old school to escape that. But now my curiosity has peaked. And now we're gonna partake in gossip. Let's go. Because you feel bad for Olivia? Where to begin? When I looked at her just now, it reminded me of... Well, that look in her eyes there. I've seen it before. It was on what was easily the worst day of my life at rock bottom. That day, it was just hell. At one point, I escaped into the men's room just to get away for one moment. I put my head down in the sink, and then when I looked up, I saw a stranger looking back at me. I didn't know who he was. I just knew I felt sorry for him and from the expression on his face. Then, I realized it was me I was looking at. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, me too. And that's the story of how I wound up here. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. And I was there the entire time, so I know better than most. Alright, this is where it comes back into one branch. Ben took her to the formal. Of course he did. I think I remember Lunar saying something like that. Ben, Mr. President of the Stuco, was without a date due to his girlfriend Mia getting herself expelled. And subsequently causing you headaches. Yes, that's still not as bad as the nightmares Olivia had. God, what did she do to her? Mia chased Olivia into her handicap elevator. Exactly why, no one knows except for Olivia, Mia, Scalar, and Anakin. Where does Ingo come in here? Because let's assume that this does coincide with the main game. I'm pretty sure this is at least school-wide known that Inko was there. Though, of course, this mod has Anon in it, and it's basically taking place after ending 1 Wani, somewhat. I don't know, dude. I just don't know where Inko fell off, went to the hospital and perished. Or, I wonder if he died. Actually, no, he did die. What am I talking about? It's kind of hard to comprehend this with my brain working overtime. Anyways, Olivia was practically a prisoner in there while Mia tried to force it open. Then Anakin showed up and subdued Mia with the... She begins blushing slightly. Estrus Protocol. The hell is that? A taser. Cattle prod. For subduing uppity females. This time I was trying to stifle my giggles. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Sorry. Anyway, I heard that even after, it took Anakin hours to coax Olivia out of the elevator. Scalar was livid, and after she discussed it with the art teacher, she had Mia expelled. And then, Anakin died. I mean, passed. Whatever, shortly after. Olivia was lower than she had ever been. And Ben cornered on the day we found out about Anakin's passing. It always bothered me how Ben reacted to learning of Anakin's passing. How did he react? He didn't. That's the thing. He didn't seem the least bit fazed, but he wasn't going to let an opportunity slip by to still make a big deal of Anakin's passing. So he organized a memorial for him at the winter formal, and he asked Olivia to write and deliver a eulogy. He practically cornered her and forced her to do it. And then they went together as dates? Yep. I was there. Damien asked me to go with him. I met him at his house. Ben arrived with a limo he had rented. And the three of us waited for Olivia in the living room. When it came out, she looked more miserable than I had seen her. But Ben couldn't stop himself from taking pictures of her and all of us. There, or then, Damien's little brother, Vinny, sneezed on her. He had gotten sick and couldn't control his maturing acid spit. I would have died of embarrassment if that had happened to me. But Olivia almost looked overjoyed that her dress had been ruined. It was like Vinny had given her an excuse to not go. Except, Ben insisted on making her go anyway. He stopped along the way to buy a new dress for Olivia. Alright. So... I swear I remember Ben crying. And even ending 1. I'm pretty sure it was blanket white that Ben cried, but I guess here it didn't. I'm pretty sure Inko, ending 1 Inko did shed a tear, at least, too. Also, the fact that Olivia seemed happy too. Seemed happy to not go because of the ruined dress. I don't think that was a thing in the first ending as well. Right. I can't help but look back down at the picture. That explains that disaster of a dress. She looks like she was trying to cosplay as Jessica Rabbit. All Ben's doing. Olivia was miserable the entire time she was there. Ben never stopped taking pictures of her, though. He kept going on about how this was going to give her closure, that it would reinvigorate her and pull her out of her slump. It looked more like he was treating her like something to be paraded around. I came close to slapping him a few times. Then the moment came for delivering eulogies. Olivia went up last. She didn't have anything prepared, but Ben gave her a backup speech just in case. But partway through, she broke down, and then he took that picture. Yes, from the balcony up above. Damien was furious. He tried to take Ben's camera away from him and melt it with his acid spit. The superintendent, Mr. Ferris, stopped him though. Ben managed to get away. Found Olivia alone on the second floor sobbing to herself. Then he confronted her. They had a yelling match. Olivia screamed at him that she hated him and always had ever since freshman year. And she left on her own. Okay. No stairs involved. Anywhere. It was freezing cold. Already too cold for us dinos. and she didn't get any coverage. She got pretty sick, sick pretty bad on her way back to Damien's. Damien told me they almost took her to the hospital. She was so sick, bedridden and delirious, she kept wishing for death. If I'd known, I might have tried to be nicer to her. I get that, but the way she acts now, it doesn't really help her case. So, I'm sorry that happened, but you're acting like a bitch. So, sort your own problems, try to be a better person. Like, accept that that happened, disassociate with Ben, and move on, honestly. Move on and maybe not talk to Ben, or tell Ben that you fucked up, or that he fucked up, and see what goes on from there. Anon, listen. I may not like your sense of humor, but you didn't do anything wrong on your first day. Olivia may have supper last fall. First with Inko, then Mia, then Anakin, then the formal. But that's still no excuse for her taking it out on you. And for that matter, it's no excuse for her to try and sabotage her own life with how she treats people who just want to help her. I worry now if I was on this on track on doing the same thing to myself. Still, it helps to have context. Thanks for telling me that tragic tale. I'm sure it's vindicating for you to hear about Ben's behavior and how it lines up with just the statistics. Believe it or not, I don't like being right about stuff like that. So why do you say stuff like that? I say it mainly as a coping mechanism for dealing with the world. Fair. The FBI the FBI statistics are my coping mechanism. Ah, that's crazy. You see this statistic released by government agency? That's my coping mechanism. That's an interesting take, my guy. You mean like this fucking line, dude. Cope and Sneed. That is so out of nowhere, dude. I'm surprised you of all people know about that. I was mortified the first time Damien explained that joke from Flintstones. It almost ruined that show for me. She looks like she's struggling to contain laughter now. But the sign is a subtle joke. She can't contain her laughter anymore. And now we're both laughing. And by God, is it funny when you have someone to share it with? Shut up. It's not that funny. You're still laughing, though. For a solid minute, we both fight off a wave of giggles. Then we remember what we were talking about before. As for that picture, shred it, burn it, bury the ashes so mortal eyes may never again gaze upon it. Here, you keep it. What? Why? Honestly, I'm not sure why. It's probably against my better judgment, but I like seeing that side of you just now. What side? The side of you that's sincere, not trying to put up a front. I like that, Anon. I'd like to see more of him. I can hear the alarms blaring in my head, and I have to remind myself that Liz has a boyfriend. And it's my buddy, Damien. She's not trying to flirt. She's trying to be my friend. Don't get too ahead of yourself, Anon, please. I mean, I know he's trying here. Yes, please. I take the photo from her, holding it gently like it's something priceless. Thanks, I guess. Although I'm sure Olivia would kill us both if she found out. Maybe, but I can see now that Olivia needs someone like you. She needs a friend who understands her. And as much as I hate to say it, I'm clearly not that kind of friend. What makes you say that? Because I've tried, and I just don't have the patience for her. And she doesn't seem to want to open up to me anyway. But you're different. And I can tell she likes you. You and Damon both say that, but I don't see it. She rolls her eyes at me. You know, Anon, you're kinda cute when you're not trying to be edgy. Ah, God, shut up, Alarm. Just shut the fuck up already. Get out of my head. I placed an embarrassing photo in one of my binders, then put it back in my backpack. I guess we should get going now. Hell yeah. Together we walk to our car in companionable silence. The radio station continues to pump out classic 80s tunes on the way, and at one point even plays Shake the Disease. I'm gonna guess that's an actual song. Once at the usual street, Liz turns to me. You know, I'm going to miss giving you rides to and from school now that your foot is almost fully healed. I guess there's nothing stopping you from continuing to give me rides, but I'd still like to walk by myself. All the sitting in cars and PE is making me soft. Or at least Solly says that. And I want to get fit for the army when I graduate. Oh. So you're really doing that? Probably. I see. I'll see you tomorrow then. Good night. Good night. Back in my apartment, I withdraw the photo from my binder and sit on the bed, just looking at it. No wonder she hated Ben. And Ben had called her a lost cause. Just what the fuck was wrong with that guy? Maybe he really was a psychopath. If only you knew, man. If only you knew about the pills and his schizophrenia. Still as insufferable as the Opal oligarch can be, he had at least been chill with me. Even he took down that stupid poster, as well as a few others, though not all. But still, thinking about what he had done to her made me want to... What the fuck is wrong with you, Anon? Why are you getting so worked up over her? Besides, it's Inko she misses. Inko. I had forgotten to ask Liz more about him. Couldn't help but be fascinated by this guy. I wish I could meet him. And that's it for this mod for now. As this is a work in progress by... what's that? The son of Tiamat. As you can see, it says work in progress, WIP I mean. Yeah, son of Tiamat. Oh, come on. I think he's still working on it, right? Yeah, work in progress, only 2 chapters so far. Will take time to make this. I intend to update this with new chapters as go on, but may not be... the finished product might not be ready for a while. So, yep, there you go. That's Who Drank the Purple Stuff, or just WDTPS. And yeah. That was made by, like I said, son of the Tiamat. There you go. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. Poor moment, let's go. And there's also others that he's made. Rebirth and Recovery. Apparently there's a 1.2 version already. Don't want to forgive that Gator, I just finished that recently. spinning her wheels. Actually, no, that's not. Huh, that's not what's the name? It's not a teammate. There should be one more though. Unless there's not. Well, I guess it's her. That's it. Well, that being said, hopefully the computer doesn't shut off now. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. That's a long one. This is gonna be for Friday. So, thank you all for watching. You all have a good day, and I shall see you in whatever episode you watch next, Jam Man. Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, I could literally go to Rule 34 Triple X right now. There are hundreds of thousands. How do I know that? Are you new fag? A new fag? Lurk before posting? How do I know that? Do you know who I am? Do you even know who you're talking to?